Hey guys, it's Larry Greenberg, and today we're taking a look at the Blumoo. The Blumoo is an entertainment controller for your home or workplace that essentially turns your iOS or Android device into a universal remote control that serves three purposes. The Blumoo can control all of your home entertainment devices. It can also allow you to stream music from your device to a speaker. And finally, it acts as a TV guide. So I have it all set up, and this is the unit itself. You can see when it's ready to use, the blue light indicates that it's paired up with your device. When it goes into standby, this light turns red, and it kind of wakes back up when you open up the app and start using it. There's a single kind of cable here that's split into three connectors along the back, and the first one here is for power, because it does need power. The middle one is for an IR blaster. If you happen to have like your components in a cabinet, you would use that. And the third is to hook up a speaker. Now, you can use an auxiliary cable to plug in a speaker to this port and essentially turn that speaker into a Bluetooth-enabled speaker. So I want to kind of turn the camera around and show you the app and show you how the Blumoo works, and I'll do that right now. All right, so you're going to have to bear with me as things go in and out of focus because I'm going to bounce between the app and my TV, which is right there. So for starters, the app itself is very easy to set up. Essentially, there are three tabs or four tabs along the bottom. You've got Home, Guide, Music, and Settings. Home brings you to where all of the remotes that you have are configured. So you can see I have one configured for my TiVo, one for my TV, another for the Roku, one for my Sony, one PS3, one for my Xbox, and finally another for the Sonos soundbar. And essentially each remote, when you tap on it, brings up all of the buttons that you'll need for your remote. And the great thing about this is these are all custom configurable. So you can move them all around, you can remap them, you can essentially do whatever you want to the buttons for whatever function you want. So I'm obviously in my family room, and if I hit the power button, that sends a command to the Blumoo to turn on to my TV. As you can see, it's now turning on. And then, of course, any of these buttons will function. So as I kind of look up here and try to bring the remote in as well, I can control the volume of my TV by raising and lowering it just through the app itself. And I can bring it back up with the app as I'm tapping on the volume down. Again, bear with me as things go in and out of focus. So the remote functionality of the Blumoo is really neat in itself, but it does much more than just that. So you can set up things like macros so that when you press a button, the app or remote does more than one function. One of the cool things that I set up is for my Roku. In the past, if I wanted to watch my Roku, I had to grab the remote for my TV, change the input to the one that had my Roku on, then grab the Roku remote to use it. I set up a little thing that when I press this input button, it automatically sends a command to the TV to change the input. As you can see, it's now on the Plex channel to my Roku. And now if I press home, it will wake up my Roku player. Now, if any of the buttons don't seem to work, you're able to remap them so that you can, get them to the proper thing. The Blumoo does have a lot of commands in here, but doesn't have every single one. So if I want to go back to my television, I hit the home button again, go to my TiVo, and I can change the input there back to the proper input for my set-top box. And that's all done automatically, as opposed to having to use several remotes. So that's, in a nutshell, the remote functionality. There is also a built-in guide, and you can actually scroll through. You enter your cable provider and you can see all the current programming, and this will of course change the channel for you as you pick. I did notice it kind of stuttering like this to download the most recent information on the guide, but let's see, I can go here and let's say I want to learn about Ice Age 4. It gives you some brief information. You can set reminders. If I want to watch it, I hit watch now, and it will send a command to the television in order to allow it to change the channel for me, which is kind of neat. One thing I wish the app did was allow you to filter out non-HD and HD channels, as well as channels that you don't currently subscribe to. It doesn't seem to do that. Finally, the music command, I'm going to flip this around back to the unit itself, where you see I do have a speaker hooked up. And from there, as I mentioned, I can turn this into a Bluetooth speaker. So as I just start playing my music, it's now playing to the speaker that's connected to the Blumoo. So essentially, like I said, it acts as a Bluetooth kind of intermediary between your speaker that has Bluetooth or doesn't have Bluetooth and the Blumoo itself. So the Blumoo device, I've been using it for about a week now as my only remote, and I've found that it's really coming in handy. I always seem to have my phone with me, so instead of fumbling around for multiple remotes, I'm able to use the Blumoo remote app and control all my stuff. It's been really useful, like for turning things off when I'm not in the same room, or muting it when the phone rings. And like I said, I think I'll continue to enjoy the functionality the Blumoo offers. So the Blumoo sells for $129.99, and you can learn more about it via the link I'll have in the video description. I'll also have a link there to my full review of it over on runaroundtech.com. As always, if you have any questions about this or anything else, you should feel free to drop me a line down below. Otherwise, have a great day.